Drivers that stopped on this lap include Earnhardt, number 3, Jimmy Spencer, Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte came in. So did the 77 of Robert Presley, Sterling Marlin, Ward Burton, Kenny Irwin, and the 16 of Kevin LePage. So did Michael Waltrip. They all stopped on the same lap.
Now here's Rusty Wallace getting around Dale Jarrett. We said that Rusty Wallace would probably be the leader after this round of pit stops. Sure enough, he is. Even though Jarrett might have made a half a second faster pit stop than he did, Rusty got in and out the pits good, got back out there, ran 2 or 3 laps on those fresh tires, allowed him to run a little bit faster than he'd been running on the old tires, and so that's put him in the lead.
Let's reset the order for you after pit stops. There is your leader, Rusty Wallace, who is trying to win the Daytona 500 for his first time. Dale Jarrett is second. Mike Skinner is third. Jeremy Mayfield fourth. Jeff Gordon's fifth. Kenny Schrader sixth. Seventh is Mark Martin. Eighth, good stop for Bill Elliott. Ninth is Chad Little. 10th, the rookie Tony Stewart. 11th is Bobby Labonte. 12th, Bobby Hamilton. Then it's Ernie Irvin, Terry Labonte, Kenny Irwin, Michael Waltrip, Robert Presley, Kyle Petty, Wally Dallenbach, and Dale Earnhardt, the top 20.
Third and fourth better get in gear because those are 2 lightning fast cars right there. Mike Skinner and Jeremy Mayfield are coming around Derek Cope right now trying to get in that lead draft. If those 2 cars get hooked up and they happen to get away into some lap traffic, they're in trouble.
Here's the battle for third place. You see number 12, Jeremy Mayfield, battling along with Derek Cope.
And that really hurt Cope. He got a little bit loose coming off of that corner there, had to back off momentarily, and see he has almost lost the draft of Skinner as Skinner tries to catch up to that twosome up front of Rusty Wallace and Dale Jarrett.
Cope is one of 2 drivers that did not catch back up onto the lead lap with pit stops. The other is Dave Marcus. Watch number 4, Bobby Hamilton, on the inside of Tony Stewart. And here's your pit summary showing the total time on pit road. That's where you see the tenths of a second really count. Dale Jarrett was the quickest of those, and he's now back up at the front with Rusty Wallace.
And you saw that Jeff Gordon took a little bit longer on pit road. He is now 4 3/4 of a second behind the leader, Rusty Wallace.
60 laps into the Daytona 500, running at a record pace, caution free. We'll be right back. After today's race, get a complete wrap-up with the latest news from the track, plus audio interviews and more at cbs.sportsline.com, or log on to America Online and go to keyword CBS Sportsline. Yesterday at Torrey Pines, Tiger Woods blistered the course. The Buick Invitational is coming up next, and Tiger, with a 62 yesterday, now is 15 under par with the lead. Billy Ray Brown is 1 stroke back with 3 tied, 2 strokes off the lead. That's coming up later today on CBS Sports. At 64 laps, Rusty Wallace is the leader, and NASCAR's most popular driver, Bill Elliott. As you watch from our Super 8 roof cam, Elliott has climbed to 8th place. He started 37th today. A little further back, Terry Labonte leads a pack around. Labonte is the 11th place car, number 5. Strong shot to win today.
Ned, with your watch up here, he's clocking all these cars. Who's the quickest car out there?
Jeff Gordon is the quickest car right now. We said a moment ago that he was 4 3/4 seconds behind the leader, Rusty Wallace. Now he has cut it down to 3 3/10 of a second, so he's definitely gaining on him.
Average speed thus far, 184.5 miles an hour. No Daytona 500 has been run caution-free since 1962. Last year, we had a shot at it. Didn't see the first yellow flag to lap 126 of 200.
There's Gordon.
Look at that graphic, Ned. He's more than a mile an hour faster than the race leader, and he's pulling Kenny Schrader in 33 and Mark Martin's number 6 right along with him. He's chasing this pack.
Yes, he's pulling a long string of cars back there.
Jeremy Mayfield dropped out of that front group, and you see that right now Jeff Gordon and them are getting a little bit of tow from him because he's in between the 2 packs. That'll help them catch that much quicker.
3-car breakaway, then Mayfield all by himself, and then this train of 11 cars trying to run them down. Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, this is what a brand new Goodyear Eagle racing tire looks like that they're utilizing here today. Here's the set that just came off Mike Skinner's car. Now the one that's under the tarp back here that all the Goodyear officials are looking at with Mike Skinner's crew is coming apart right here in the middle of the tire. Larry McReynolds, the crew chief, thinks it didn't happen until when he slid to a stop because he didn't complain of any problems. They're going to have Goodyear take a look at that tire. Dick?
And I'm down at Bobby Labonte's pit. We've had Goodyear people down here as well. Phil Homer said he thinks that the only problem is that with the colder temperatures that some of the crews have taken what he called a very aggressive suspension setup. To Bill Stevens.
Well, the McDonald's drive-through crew for Bill Elliott has certainly had a busy week. They have had not one, not two, not three, but 11 engines in that car at one time or another. Ernie Elliott keeps building them, and they keep changing them. They're happy with the one that's in there now, and they only made a 2-tire stop in that last pit stop to maintain track position.
Let's update you on 2 drivers that were in the top 10 before pit stops but are no longer. Dale Earnhardt has dropped to 20th position. Jimmy Spencer has dropped out of that lead group to 24th.
Mike, coming off turn 4 there, Jeff Gordon, you can see he's run Jeremy Mayfield down just in front of them. That's the first 3 positions up there. They'll catch this bunch in a hurry. They have the draft off the front bunch, and now Jeremy Mayfield, one of the fastest cars out there, has some help.
Gordon Chevrolet lined up on Mayfield's Ford. Mayfield has lost his teammate, Rusty Wallace, who is up leading this race right here with Dale Jarrett and Mike Skinner. Now look at the interval from this group of 3. It's about a dozen, 15 car lengths to the next pack, but this train is coming.
It is coming. It's coming much faster than those front 3 are running. Rusty Wallace, his lap times now are about 47.90 to 48 seconds flat. When Dale Jarrett was leading before they made the pit stop, he was running about 47.60 to 47.70. So they're running about 0.3 of a second slower than they were at that time. But the adjustments might have made the difference.
Bill Elliott drops to the back of this pack behind Bobby Hamilton. Rusty Wallace told me this morning after the drivers meeting, I've got a great car here.
Look at that sandwich wrapper up there on that hood pin. You think it didn't get to work out?
When he went through the drive-through, they just left a little sandwich wrapper there.
Look at it. This is what I'm talking about right there. That thing's really getting a workout. That's a hot dog wrapper at 200 miles an hour.
It's amazing that it stays on that long.
Well, you said goodbye.
Bobby Labonte just ahead of Bill Elliott. Let's go to Ken Squire.
This is the 17th try for Rusty Wallace to win the 500. He came here in 1984 in the 125-mile qualifier and went side over side a dozen times off turn 2. It was replicated in 1993. Many have felt that Wallace was gun-shy about this track, but he certainly doesn't look gun-shy today, Mike.
No, Ken, he's led 13 laps today. In his previous 16 appearances at the Daytona 500, he had led only a total of 11 laps. So Wallace, he does have a strong horse today.
Mike, what we were talking about, look at this. Yes, he is very strong, but look at this bunch. They have run him down from way back. They were 200-300 yards back just a couple of laps back. Now it's a big train again.
And they don't want to ride in line. That group wants to race.
They want to race. They want to get up there and lead this Daytona 500. Here comes Mayfield. He's trying to make a run on Jarrett, but no room there.
Where that white line is at the bottom of the racetrack, it goes from 18 degrees to flat here in the tri-oval and 31 degrees to flat up here in the banking at the west side of the Speedway. Do not dip your tires below that white line.
I'm watching Jeremy Mayfield in the 12 there. He's looking on the inside of Dale Jarrett down the front straightaway. He knows he has some help with Jeff Gordon if he can come with him.
He's got to get back up in line, though, before the banking, and does so single file. Number 2 on the left side of your screen is the leader, Rusty Wallace. 88, Dale Jarrett. Number 12, Jeremy Mayfield. 24, Jeff Gordon. And 33, Kenny Schrader right back in it with a 6 of Mark Martin. We are 71 laps into the 41st Daytona 500 live on CBS. We'll be right back. Tuesday on CBS, the militia accuses a Navy SEAL of murder. Is it an act of vengeance or an act of war? Montel Williams guest stars on an all-new Jag Tuesday on CBS. This great overhead coverage from 1,000 feet above Daytona International Speedway from the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes, a continuing tradition that began in 1960 here on CBS at the Orange Bowl. 75 laps complete. As you watch from the Goodyear Blimp, Rusty Wallace leads Jarrett and Mayfield, 3 Fords at the front.
And we have a 6-car pull-away right now. Mike, I mentioned a little bit earlier that when Dale Jarrett was leading earlier, that he was running like 47.60. Once Jeff Gordon and these other cars caught up to them, Rusty Wallace has picked up the pace. So I think the 6 cars can run faster than 3 cars because he's running 47.50 to 47.60 now in lap times.
Buddy, is that a surprise?
Yeah, no, not really, because the longer the train, the less turbulence you have in between cars. So the longer train you have, the quicker that lead car can break through the air.
Dale Earnhardt has drifted way back in this race. He is the 20th place car after starting 4th and winning his qualifying race on Thursday. Here's Ken Squire.
Keep your eye on the Pontiac number 36 of Ernie Irvan, who started 31st today. And recall that this is his first time back since that serious crash at Talladega, Alabama, where he reactivated some of those injuries sustained back in '94 in Michigan. And right now, Ernie Irvan has pulled himself up into the 8th position. He's having a ride, Michael.
And that Pontiac, that yellow Pontiac, is a quick one, Ken. And Irvan feels he can do it today.
You know, you were just talking about Earnhardt. He's almost a half a lap down right now to the leaders.
You're right, buddy. He's 17 seconds behind the lead cars. You're watching for Mike Skinner. Skinner is now the 7th place car in that Richard Childress Chevrolet. Looking back at Ernie Irvan. Dick Berggren, what's wrong with Dale Earnhardt?
Well, how about if we asked his crew chief? We're so used to seeing you guys in the lead. Seeing you way back is so strange. What's wrong?
Well, we had a little miscue on that pit stop. When we lost the pack of cars we were running with, we desperately need a caution right now so we can catch it back up.
Yeah, he kind of got running by himself and just got stuck in the back. They say the car's okay. To Ralph.
Where was crew chief Robin Pemberton for Rusty Wallace? Robin, you seem to run better with the bigger pack of cars. Is it better for the car to have 6 behind you like that?
Yeah, it takes a good 4 or 5 cars to get a good draft. You know, when it was just the 3 of them up front, they're about 47, 80s or 90s, and now they're 50s or 60s. So 3 cars don't cut it. You got to have at least 4.
To Bill Stevens.
Kenny Schrader having a great run, but you wouldn't have believed it if you saw the speeds he was running in happy hour yesterday. He was at the bottom of the page. The reason? Well, they didn't stay out too long. A little apprehension with this team. Crew chief Sammy Johns told me, discretion the better part of valor. They wanted to park that car. It was running so well, they didn't want to risk having an accident in that last practice.